Hi, my name's Sarah Cedarholm, and this is my final video for Creating a Good Life. Before I start with the classes, I just wanted to say thank you to all the TAs and to Dr. Hill for making this class possible. Even with this semester being so crazy, I know you guys have put in a ton of time and effort, and I really appreciate it. This class has been awesome, and it's been really helpful. So thanks for all you guys have done. So to start out, class one was the introduction. I think my takeaway here was that the definition of happiness is not to be happy every single moment, but to have a well balanced life. And then class two was positive psychology. I really liked how in this class we talked about how happiness doesn't come from chasing wealth and material things, but how it's about having meaning and being a part of something bigger than yourself. Class three was about flourishing. This class we talked about our own signature strengths, and it made the class really personal, looking at how our strengths can help us to make other people's lives better and to make our own life happier. And then class four, achieving authentic happiness. In this class, we set out a quick gratitude text, and that experience really helped me to be more willing to just show gratitude, even though sometimes it feels a little bit awkward to reach out and say thank you. It helped me learn that it's really important to do so. And then class five, the how of happiness. I liked that we talked about the happiness equation and how happiness is not based on our circumstances, but rather based on the personal choices that we make to be happy. Class six, positivity and love 2.0. In this class, Dr. Hill challenged us to just look up from our phones as we're walking to class and have a quick connection, smile at someone, say hi to someone, and to feel love for just a second and to make someone's day. Class seven, flow. This class made me think a lot about what I do to create flow experiences in my life. So I ended up creating a flow experience for the second experience assignment, and it was really helpful to see that it's not that hard to have a flow experience, and it's really important in our lives. Class eight, meaning and achievement. So this class we talked about how there's more to life than feeling happy every single second. It's not about searching for happiness all the time, but choosing to create it and having meaning in our lives. And then class nine was about the happiest places. And we talked about several communities throughout the world where people are happier, and then how we can apply some of those principles into every aspect of our lives to be happier. So again, my takeaway here is that we have a lot of choice in what we do to be happier. And then class 10, why we do what we do. In this class, we talked about extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. And I thought about that a lot this semester in my schoolwork, how I should study because I'm intrinsically motivated rather than extrinsically motivated just to get a good grade. And then class 11, the self-determination theory. In this class, Dr. Hill talked about how he runs his class based on principles from this theory, and it led me to think about how in my future career as a manager and as an educator in public health, how I can apply these things as well. And then class 12 was called the time famine, and we talked about how sometimes we let how busy we are define our worth. And that really stood out to me because I think in our culture and myself personally, I'm very guilty of doing that, and how it's important to just take a break and have balance. Class 13, Take Back Your Time. This class was really impactful because it talked about time in a family setting and how we shouldn't put our families on this merry-go-round, but rather we should just enjoy the happy moments we have with our families. And then class 14, Building a Good Life in the Digital Age. Something that was really helpful for me from this class was the different strategies we talked about for how to kind of reduce our time on our phones and make our time more productive. And then class 15, Intentional Families. This class made me think a lot about what I want in my future family, and it really kind of stressed me out. But I love that at BYU we have the chance to talk about family and talk about what our goals are and how we can plan to have an intentional family. And then class 16, family rituals. I think my biggest takeaway from this class was how important communication is in our families about the rituals we want to have and how they're going, and just to make sure that we communicate so that everyone feels special and important in the family. And then class 17, Last Child in the Woods. My favorite part of this class was definitely the nature pyramid and making sure that every day, every week, every month, every year, we're getting in this time that we need in nature. And then class 18, the experience economy and experience staging. I've always really liked event planning, and so I enjoyed talking about the 5 steps to designing a meaningful experience rather than just planning a fun party, but really designing something that's meaningful for people. Class 19 was about fostering empathy. I liked this class a lot because it helped me to kind of start looking for times in my life when I kind of blame the situation on other people, or kind of start to act like a victim and kind of look at my own actions and how I can change them. Class 20 was about design thinking. I really liked this class, and I really liked applying design thinking to how we can use it to help other people. And then class 21 was the intro to designing your life. This project was so awesome. It was really helpful. And this first class we talked about reframing our ideas to make them more positive. And I really liked that. Class 22, designing your life, the wayfinding and odyssey plans. In this class we did the mind mapping exercises, and it was really helpful to write job descriptions after that and to see that we can actually go out and find our dream jobs and find a job where it will be meaningful for us. And then class 23 was the prototyping part of designing your life. I really liked this. I liked doing the brainstorming activity, and I plan to carry out some of those different prototyping activities so that I can get an idea for my future career. And then the last class was choosing happiness from designing your life. I liked the part when we talked about the choosing process because I tend to be a very indecisive person, and so it was helpful to see that it's okay to make a choice and then just let go and move on and love the choice that you've made. So anyway, that's the end. Thank you for everything this semester.